Ladies and gents, boys and squirrels, it's that time again. The weekly Wednesday Ice Report. This time on a Thursday. First things first, let's get this shit out of the way. I am doing this in the parking lot of my community college right now, so that's fun. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's right, folks. Yours truly has joined the ranks of the, chugging chumps. Thanks to the Washington defense and special teams. Last time I trusted a commie in Washington. That loss to the Bears was the worst performance by special teams in Washington since the 1968 Paralympics. We're talking worse than January 6th. As per usual, just awful, awful things happening in our nation's capital. My official strategy of picking up whichever defense plays against the Bears is temporarily on hold. With that, our season total comes to 8 ices. Now let's take a look at the weather report thus far in the season. Week 5 is our slowest week so far when it comes to ices, with just one 0 or less point performance. Of the 8 ices earned thus far, a whopping 75% have come from defense and special teams. While this may not seem too surprising... gross. Where was I? While this may not seem too surprising, kickers have only made up 12.5% so far. Each manager who has been iced has only been iced one time, and I'm beginning to doubt the possibility of a multi-ice week for any one individual team. Next, we'll revisit the 33-degree club. Players so close to ice, they hover right around 33 degrees Fahrenheit. We have 2 repeat offenders this week. Dylan Pfaff's Saquon My Chubb had 1.6 points from Devontae Smith and 1.4 points from Romeo Doubs. A little less stick 'em on their gloves, and we would have had our first twice-iced manager of the season. Secondly, we have Matt Baxter's Joe Flacco Elite. Somehow in a game where his team had 350 yards and scored 24 points, my old slippery fingers Sanders put up a whopping 1.2 fantasy points. Turns out when you don't have the best offensive line in the league giving you holes the size of Broad Street to run through, it's hard to be a running back. Tej, I left you off of the 33-degree club this week, but just know that Bills defense was 2 fumble recoveries away from joining me on the ice block this week. Let's move on to our steam of the week. This week was a tough call to make as we had 4 players put up 140-plus points. Ultimately, I'm giving it to Billy Griffith's Low Functioning. Low Functioning's 166.42 total points was the highest total of the week. And not only that, but Billy's defense and kicker, positions which make up 88% of the ices so far this season, combined for 34 total points. Billy went from drinking an ice week 4 to steaming week 5. Congratulations. Finally, we're going to take a special look at our last 2 remaining iceless managers, Chris and Christian. What's going on with these dudes? Is it their name, Chris? Seemingly immune to ices. For Chris, despite only rocking a 3-2 record, he's really only had 1 close call since week 2, a 12-yard, 2.7 fantasy point performance by Josh Kelly in week 3. On top of that, his defense and kicker, the iciest positions on any team, are averaging 12 and 13 fantasy points per week, respectively. Christian is also sporting a 3-2 record and has had a few more close calls than Chris, including a 1-point performance by San Francisco's defense in week 4. However, outside of his loss in week 3, Christian's team has been incredibly consistent, putting up between 123 and 128 points each week. Can the Chris's continue to cook? Or will their hot streak come to an icy end? Only the football gods know the answer. Until next week, gentlemen, this has been the weekly Wednesday and Thursday Ice Report. I'm Ron Burgundy.